Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another podcast, episode, live stream. How are we doing today? Happy Monday, the 28th of April. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. And you're ready to learn, you're ready to grow. Why not? How are we doing today? I've been so busy today. I was up early-ish. Created 3 hypnosis sessions. Edited a coaching call. Got that out there. Then had a meeting. And then I only had time to get out for 2 miles as a walk. And then right back here to go live. Hey Nesta. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Patrice is here as well. Welcome back. And Michelle, great to have you here. All is well. My back's still a little bit tight. That's the annoying thing. I need to learn how to stand and stuff. Awesome. Thank you for asking, by the way. Yes, I've got to trust a little bit of what I'm going to say, but I know the title. I know the title of this episode, but I've been so busy. So yesterday, I thought, yeah, I'm going to do a power talk. And I have this title in mind, but we'll see what happens in case anything happens today. And I thought, no, I want to keep doing the title. But I don't know how to tackle it yet. We'll see how it works. Also, I don't know when I was last here. Was I here? No, it was after the stream. After the stream on... No. What? Where am I? I don't do Friday streams anymore. Anyway, I must not have let you know, because we hit 50,000 subscribers. So that's nice. We finally did it. Pow. So that was nice. 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I'm very thankful for those who are subscribed. And so thank you. And yeah, we hit 50,000. You don't believe me, I hear you. Who said that? Who said they don't believe me? Who said that? Well, no one said that. I'm making that up. But for proof... There you go. 50,000. 50,000. So from now on, it's going to live up there for authority. Hey, you superstar. Oh, thank you. Very, very kind of you. I think you'll like this one, actually, this episode we're doing today. I think so. Yes, 50,000. And hey, Mina. Great to have you here, and thank you ever so much. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we did it. And we're going to get 100,000. If. And I'm talking to you, YouTube. You, YouTube.
Why are you destroying my channel? Do you know how many views are per month? They've gone, it's just tanked. There was a time, it was a great time, when I was hitting over like 230,000 subscribers every month. No, views every month. Getting a few thousand subscribers every month. It was amazing, it was glorious. It was superb. YouTube were like, let's put him in front of other people. And then they said no. And now we're going down deeper and down, all the way down from 230,000 deeper down as you relax, down to 114,000.
Can you believe it? And we're only getting like 800 subscribers per month now. We're at 2,000 plus. Why would you do that, YouTube? Why being so mean? Why would you do that? Judith is saying congrats for my downfall. No, about the 50,000. Thank you ever so much. It's always great that you're saying all hello to one another. Look at that, look at that, look. It's like one happy family. But can you believe it? Can you believe it? How rude. How rude. How rude. We'll start soon. We'll start soon. See if we can show you. No, I don't know if I can. That's funny. It's just the algorithms. Just the algorithms. I don't fret about it. Why? 'Cause life is fun. I was just going to try to show you it. But I don't know if I can. Oh, what's this button? That wasn't the button I was after. Okay, I'll show you my phone. See that? Like the stock market right now. It was very low in the beginning. And then suddenly, I put effort, more effort. And then in 2025, going down and down and down. Okay. Life is fun, isn't it? Isn't it like a game sometimes? But we treat it like it's really serious. Have you noticed that? Where isn't it better? Sometimes we're like really confused about life. Like, what does it mean? Who am I? Am I worthy, deserving? And then sometimes you gotta relax a little bit and be less disappointed. And a bit like a bit like a moth. No, a caterpillar. You're in this like cocoon, you don't know where you are. What's happening? But something happens. And it's something amazing. You transform. Yeah, they do. I just think it's I think it's like the stock market right now. You know, it's up and down. Political climate, people not wanting to advertise, and therefore views don't go up. That's my theory anyway. Yeah, Mr. C. Mr. C. Where is he? Where'd he go? I've got so many of these things. I've lost. Mr. C. There he is. I think that people want to see the pigeons. So does Mr. C. So, let's bring our friends back. There we go. Okay, should we get going? Rather talking
About YouTube.
Wouldn't it be funny if I was doing a hypnosis? You go deeper and deeper. And when you think about that internal self-critic, you suddenly change it into a
funny little voice like that. And from now on, the inner critic will sound like this. Silly. As if it's meaningless. And you, the unconscious mind, will do that.
That's how I let go of phobias sometimes. Changing sounds and images. Okay. Okay. Should we get started? Put a yes in the chat if we want to get going. We'll put a no if you don't. Can't believe I'm going to England soon. Couple of weeks. Oh my goodness. Oh, it seems like no one wants to start. Oh, Michelle wants to start. I was waiting for Michelle to give us a go-ahead. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it was about the pigeons. Our good omen. Right, like I said in the beginning, if you didn't catch it, I don't quite know where I'm going with this one. We'll go ahead and see. It came to me. It actually came from a podcast I listened to, and I thought, oh, it's a really fascinating idea. And I want to kind of go along with it and just see what happens. So, we know the cameras are working. We know the audio is working. Guess what? Very quickly. Wait. What number are we at? What number are we at as a podcast? The winner gets to celebrate their self-worth every single day for the rest of their life. I think you should. Like, you can change it to like Donald Duck, you can change it to something else. What episode number? You got it right. Competition done. You now get to celebrate your worth for the rest of your life. Congratulations. You're the first person to comment and you got it right. So close. So I've recorded up to 1,113 already because that's what I was recording this morning. But yeah, 1,111. 1111? 1111? What kind of spiritual number is that? What's the time? It's 11:11. Hey Angela, how you doing? I hope you're doing wonderful. Great to have you here. Yeah. So, well, let's go ahead and do episode 1111. And that's why you won it. That's why you won. Pleased to hear it. Right, let me hydrate and let's get to it. We're right on time with 1 minute over. So that's good with me. I get it. Yeah, it is a getting late in England. It's as earliest as I can do it, unfortunately. I wish I could do it earlier. It is like, I start at my 3 p.m. I used to start at 5 p.m., which was one, maybe it's 4 or 5. It's either midnight or 1 o'clock I started at. So yeah. But remember, it's a power talk, so you might want to listen to a hypnosis and then listen to this tomorrow or something, just in case. So let's have some fun. Because life's about fun, right? Isn't it? Okay. I've given enough overt and covert hints of the subject today, so let's go ahead into it right here. And right. No, one. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Ow. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 1111. 1111. Would you believe it? And in today's episode, we are going into the subject of life can be fun. Now, in the next episode, what I'll be talking about, I would be talking, I guess, but there'll be a hypnotic meditation, a day hypnosis, a sleep one, and if you're a subscriber to the app, an ad-free on all of those, on top of that, a 4-hour sleep version of this topic, that life is fun. And you can get access to the app at freehypnosis.app, and that means you can get all my work, all my hypnosis sessions. There are literally thousands of hypnosis sessions in there. In fact, there's 1,000 just free episodes. So I would probably like to think in total we've got over 3,000, which to my knowledge is probably one of the biggest libraries in the world of hypnosis. I'm making it up, but I think that's true. But anyway, at freehypnosis.app, you can go ahead and get access to all of those. The morning meditations, the create your days, the hypnotic journeys, the 4-hour sleep sessions, the day and night sessions, the custom sessions. You can loop, you can favor, you can create playlists. It is all there for you. There's one called Reflections, which I'm going to keep on updating, which little bite-sized information where I teach or talk about a topic for 3 or 4 minutes, and it just makes it easier for you to kind of absorb it. So go to freehypnosis.app in order to get access. And if you would love to become a subscriber of the app, I'd be greatly appreciated, because that means you're supporting the work. And that also means I'm developing and continuing to grow the app to help more people as possible. And of course, the next step would be to leave a review if you would kindly do so, because your words will inspire someone to get the help they desire and, in my opinion, absolutely deserve. But going back now into this subject, life is fun. I want to actually take you back. You see, if you think about it, whether we had a good childhood or unhappy one, there's going to be elements you're going to still kind of associate and understand. But going back in time, when we were very young, of course, would have like a childlike curiosity about the world. We'd ask questions. We would have dreams. We would be very, very creative. And on top of that, we would like to have fun. We'd like to make games, right? We'd like to play, in other words. And with good reason, because obviously we didn't have all the adulthood pressures. But for most of us, it was all about playing. It was about having fun, whether it be playing with a friend or a board game or a computer game, playing a sports game, but they were all games in many, many ways. And as we got older, as we went through time, we went through the different experiences, we may have forgot about that. We may have felt pressure. We may have felt emotions, anger, sadness, fear, guilt, hurt. We may have created unconscious limiting beliefs about ourselves, where we thought we weren't worthy, we weren't deserving, we weren't capable, which then in turn created these like invisible cages in our mind of what is possible and what is not possible. Our comfort zone, or what I would usually say a familiar zone, because it was just so familiar to be in this smaller place, where really the only playing we'll be doing as an adult would be playing small. And therefore, for the intention of protection. Because we build these invisible cages, which I've talked about before, to try to keep us safe. It's trying to keep us protected intentionally. Now, does it really keep us safe? No. Anxiety doesn't make us feel good. Worrying and continuously thinking about things which may never even ever happen, but anxiety creates those hallucinations of what could go wrong, tries to prepare us of what could go wrong, or to tell us not to do it in case it happens. So we either prepare for it or we just don't do it. And of course, then we feel more limited. We start to do less. We start to push for things, whether it be our own career or our own hobbies, or whether it be relationships, whether it be even our health. We start to settle. We start to, what I like to say, become a passenger of life. Just like on the outskirts, just playing in the shadows, in the fear of being seen, heard, or felt. But that is where we are presently now, maybe for some of us, if you haven't made that change yet. But there was a part of you, as I said, way, way, way back, where our mission was to be curious as a child and to have fun, to play games. And I wonder if you were to invite your conscious mind and absolutely your unconscious mind in the next episodes, where we can get our unconscious mind to have the idea that actually, wouldn't it be nicer, more freeing to gamify our life? Where we see it as, yeah, there's going to be challenges, there's going to be levels that we're going to go through, like a computer game, right? There's always levels that we're going to go through, which is our growth. But to approach it in a way which is more exciting, where you're more passionate and curious, where you get to choose and cultivate how you see the world around you. Now, of course, I'm not saying it's absolutely easy, so take this on as an idea to start to apply in your life in small ways and hopefully in the bigger picture. Because I know that if we don't believe we're good enough, it's going to be pretty hard to play. But there's hypnosis in the app. You can apply it to work with me to let go of those big issues or the core identity statements. But take this on still. It's important. It's something that we all should do. Because if you were to go back in just to think and imagine way back then, and like I said, even if we had a bad childhood, you could imagine what childhood we would like to have had, how much more ease it would be in the body, and how open and how creative and how different kind of journeys which would excite us. And I think if you then took that playfulness and that having fun playing a game into your relationships, how much more fun would you have if you're actually playing games in the relationship, or making the sports that you do or the fitness a game? Because at the end of the day, if you make your fitness of, say, losing weight or getting into shape in something that you gamify, you're going to want to do it. The biggest issue that I found with school was not because I was stupid, although I thought I was stupid. It was actually, in my opinion, the subjects were so binary. They were so black and white. There was no essence to it. There was no reason as to why I was learning. It didn't say, well, if you learn this, it means that. It was just, you should learn this. But if they gamified the learning at school and they I can never say that word, to make an incentive to be able to have fun learning, I think I would have been a lot different at school. I think I would have actually begun to enjoy the process. So there is something special to invite that level of playfulness and having fun and having a game out of any area of your life, because you take yourself less seriously. And if you take yourself less seriously, there's going to be less anxiety. There's going to be less pressure on yourself, less judgment that you impose upon yourself. There'll be less perfectionism that you impose upon yourself. It just makes things easier, not only in your thinking, but also in your neurology. Your physiology will have so much more ease because it'll be loose, it'll be relaxed, and it'll be comfortable. And also it'll be absent of anxiety or fear, or even if it was greatly diminished, your physiology would react to that. And they even say, laughter is the best medicine. There's going to be an element of truth to that, right? If you are having fun, you are absence of stress. And they say stress is the breaks the chain of good health. So if you can invite more fun and game into your life, imagine how you'd feel. Imagine approaching that once so-called tricky subject or that once big goal which has been daunting into a game, into a way that you get to learn, where you get to react the way that you want to, where you get to live, where you get to love. The journey of getting to that place. Wouldn't it feel better? I mean, honestly, try it on. If you were to look through the eyes of the present, and then look through the eyes of the opportunity with that childlike curiosity, with that playfulness, having fun and a game, in any context, you're probably going to be so much more in enjoyment, but also in the success of any one of those endeavors. So, if we presume that to be true, how can we start to apply this in our life? Because we have been trained up to become an adult. Some of us, in fact, were trained up to be an adult when they were a kid, because maybe parental issues, where they had to take the role of the adult, where even growing up, they became the adult to their parent. So they were even robbed to a bit of that childlikeness because of how they grew up. But even if that were the case, it doesn't mean you cannot have it now. It's more about how you start to change your perception of the situation, looking through the lens of playfulness, looking through the lens of gamifying it. And of course, the next episode the hypnotic meditation, and then the following one after that, the day one, and then the bonus one, which for those who are subscribers, the sleep and also a 4-hour sleep one, is all about life is fun, where I introduce these elements, which means that you would consciously change or absolutely unconsciously change. But what else can we do? Well, as I said, when we reframe, well, I didn't say this, but I was thinking about it right now. When you change your frame of reference, you're going to change the meaning, right? So if you're looking for a different lens or you're looking for a different angle, you see something completely different. So I ask you to look through the lens of your problem through the eyes of that gamifying it, of having fun with it, even with your issues. And in fact, just so you know, for those who listen to this on the podcast, this is all being broadcasted live on YouTube. And I was just kind of saying, look, you can change the inner dialogue by changing, and this is going to freak people out on the podcast, but changing your internal dialogue into a different tone like this.
1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, there's my internal dialogue. You're not good enough, you're not worthy, you're not deserving.
Well, you take it less seriously, right? You're going to have a different relationship with that internal dialogue if you become more playful with it. Because usually when it comes to our issues, we're resentful to it, we're angry at it, we are divided at a conscious and unconscious level. Because when you hate your issue, you hate your unconscious mind because that's what it's running the issue. But if you start to approach and reconnect in a different way, and you start to change the conversation in a different way, and that's why I always love to say, be the change that you needed back then, or become the person you needed back then. Because I know that person that you needed back then probably was loving, supportive, and would never berate you, right? They would never say you were not worthy or good enough to do X, Y, Z, or just to have validation. So just changing your internal dialogue to a more loving one, or if it was a negative one, into a silly one, is being more playful. If we invite the playfulness to our issue, even if the issue of I'm not good enough, you're going to start to change the association. So these are things we have to be conscious of to catch them when it happens. And that means you can interrupt it. And the more you interrupt the pattern, the easier it is to shift out of the pattern rather than just going unconsciously beneath the surface. Another thing that I like to do is start with that intention. I may have said this on the podcast before, but when I first started out doing hypnosis at 18 years old, I was really thankful because my dad was there to help me. He practiced part-time or on the side really of doing hypnosis. And one of the intentions or the things he would say to me before I actually worked with a client, because you've got to think, I was 18 years old, I was new to all of this, and he just changed the frame of reference, as I said, by just saying, I wonder how much fun you can stand. And just that alone, taking that intention, taking that phrase into a one-to-one session, changed the energy I was giving off, or my enjoyment, because I believe all therapy should be fun. Like, yeah, we can have happy tears, we can let go of emotion, but it should be a joyful thing. It should be something that we're not scared of. So if you think that therapy is something which is very, say, scary or super sad or dark, in other words, then you got to change that, because that's more resistance. You want to be able to see investing in yourself, investing into your development as a fun thing to do, because that means you're taking the pressure away, and you're actually taking that pressure, therefore the resistance away between your conscious and your unconscious mind. So yeah, bringing in the intention of, I wonder how much fun you can stand today. Imagine if you just had to ask that question every single morning. I wonder how much fun I can have. You're setting up a new course of direction, where usually in the morning you might have gone, oh my goodness, I don't know what pain's going to come up today. I don't know what issue's going to come up today. I don't know what I have to firefight. I don't know who I've got about people please. I've got all this stuff to do. I don't know how I'm going to fail or how I'm going to succeed. I wonder if I'm enough. I wonder if what other people think I'm enough. All of that stuff. If you interrupt it in the beginning of your morning and go, I wonder how much fun I can have, it changes your energy and it changes the direction of where your unconscious mind goes next. Because if you have an open loop like that, as a technical term, like it's just open, your unconscious mind will have this openness to see the fun in many different things, not a specific thing. Like if you think of anxiety, it can be generalized to everything. It can be about one thing, but one thing leads to another, which goes into the everything. So if you have this open loop intention of, I wonder how much fun I can have, I wonder how much excitement, how much joy I can bring into the day, your unconscious mind is going to then seek it out in any direction, in any situation, in any part of your day. So kick off your day with that intention. Start to interact with the internal voice, if it's negative, into one which is
that little bit silly.
And that means you will start to change the habit, change the association. And it really is about association, by the way. You sometimes think that you're broken, but really you've just been doing the same thing for so long it's become a deep unconscious habit. Very much like our identity belief systems like I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy. They're not fixed. Some might say they're illusionary, but appear to be real. But either way, they're not who you are. It is what you've assumed to be true or assumed to think that you are. But once you start dialing it back and start to undo that by, of course, doing the work, working with me, working on the app, or working with a professional, you're going to start to undo it. But either way, bring the intention of, I wonder how much fun I can have. If we start to gamify our life, when we start to think in a way like a child and have that curiosity about things, you're going to want to do more of those things. Like I said, even if it's working out, and I don't want to go working out. Well, invite some fun into it. Maybe do something which is fun, like maybe do a sport. Maybe like, what is it crazy these days, like the pickleball stuff? People never really watched it, but people seem to love that kind of thing. But it invites fun into it. It could be like me, I like to walk in nature because it gets me outside and I like to listen and learn and grow. Therefore, that is fun for me. It's not a chore to walk 4 miles or hike 4 miles because I'm enjoying it. But if I thought about it like as a struggle, as a stress, as a painful thing, of course, I'm going to self-sabotage. But it's just a different perception. Yes, you can add elements to make it more exciting and more fun. That is your job to do this. But yeah, the whole theme of this power talk is to really just change your perception. How can you make your life fun? How can you gamify it? How can you regress yourself in a sense that you're looking through the eyes of youth, of wanting to play a game? And when you do that, the resistance, even the conflict, will start to diminish. Or at the very least, you'll change your relationship with your unconscious mind to actually start growing together. And of course, I'll say it one more time. In the next episode, you'll be getting the hypnosis version of this. And also the next one, the hypnotic meditation one, then the hypnosis, and then if you're a subscriber to the app, you'll be getting the bonus sleep one and the 4-hour sleep one soon after that as well. And of course, as a subscriber to the app, you'll also get the ad-free experience and all the functions and the features of the playlists, the favoriting, the downloading, the looping, morning, create your days, the hypnotic meditations, day, night, 4-hour sleep, the reflections area. You get so much. Like I said, thousands. So become a subscriber of the app, and that means you're supporting yourself and becoming the best version of yourself. And I wonder how much fun you can have by doing so. And also have a lot of fun leaving a review for the app. And that way we can help more and more people. And I think if we help more people, guess what's going to happen? It's going to be a lot more fun. So with that, I look forward to speaking to you on a future episode. Many thanks and goodbye. Okay, we did it. Episode 1111. Wrong button. Done. We did it. We did it, yes. There we go. I couldn't respond to you there, Patrice, because I was in the recording, but I hope if you see the replay of this, I hope you had a wonderful sleep. And it's great to have you on the live, as always. Hey Cheryl, welcome back. Always ready to learn something new. Learning something new. Learning to have fun. Yes! What a shocker, right? What a shocker. That we wouldn't think life is fun. We can be a little bit too serious. Why so serious? Why so serious? Life as fun? Wait a minute. Let me try to work that out for a second. Would it be better to be more gentle and have more fun? To treat it as more of a game, where you level up? Or would it be better to put a ton of pressure on myself? I wonder. What should we do? I think, Eric, we should have wonderful fun. And thank you for your ever so kind YouTube comment as well. Yeah. Especially the intention. I wonder how much fun I can have today. Yeah, it'll also allow you just to kind of... It's a bit like, you know, you'll remember this, Mina. Sometimes we try too hard, right? But remember when we said, like, just to suck less at something? So if I go, I'm just going to suck less at XYZ today. It just takes away the energy. What I'm going to do is suck a little bit less at doing this. So it's less pressure, more fun. I wonder how much fun. Thank you, Michelle. That's very, very kind of you. Always appreciate your kind words and comments. Yeah, fun. So, Michelle, did you say your nephew? I know you said your son, but like if you're having, like, I don't have children, but I have nieces and nephews. But whether you think as when you're like with your son or when you see your, I think it's nephew or nephews or niece, I'll cover all corners. Like if you have fun with them, you kind of lose yourself, right? You kind of lose, you go into their world of zero limitations. I know, for example, I've gone to one of those play pits, and you know those real kind of plastic balls, and there's loads of them. I was with my nephew a year or two ago, and it was a lot of fun. Playing like football, as in soccer for those in America, with my nephew, like kicking the ball around. Yes. That's I've got so many of these. I've got to figure out a better way. Ah, see. Uh-oh. Just like that. I shouldn't do that too long. Yes. Suck less at it. It's the opposite of perfection, but it still goes toward growth. No, you may not.
No, you may not, Mina. No way.
Yes, you can. Ask away. That's right, I was definitely remembering. Because I know sometimes you couldn't make it because you're hanging out with your son and nephew. But yeah, go for it, Mina. And if anyone has any questions, feel free. You can always ask questions. The only rubbish question is a rubbish question of never being asked. That's the only real bad question. I can feel tired later. But no, I'm all good. My back's still a little bit funny, but I can go for another 15... Why was I... Oh my goodness. So when I was saying nephew to you, Michelle, in my mind, I was saying grandson. But because I was thinking from my perception, I was thinking of my nephews. So I do apologize. In my mind, I knew it was your son's son. I knew that. But I was looking through the lens of me whilst trying to say grandson. So yeah, in my mind I was correct, in my words, not so much. Thank you, Cheryl. Appreciate the kind words. Awesome. I had to do some quick tech stuff. I had to quickly... It's funny. My dad was having a bit too much fun by going onto the wrong link, so I had to get into that link, say, hey, you shouldn't be over here. You need to be over here. Close that down and then get him into the other one and make sure he was there. So that was fun. I'm so pleased you enjoyed it. I've sent out the replay already, the recording. And that's the great thing about coaching calls, because they're like kind of small groups. We get to like the chat at the end, as you know, and you get a different perception with my dad. Definitely have like different energies, right? We have the same intentions, but we operate differently. But you get to ask questions, get to celebrate, which is a great celebration. So yeah, I love the group coaching calls. Thank you for being a part of it. Can hypnosis resolve an issue even if you're not aware of it consciously, or is it super important for it to become conscious first? Interesting question. Good question. So, yes. Yes, it can. For example, say you have an issue and you're listening to a hypnosis session, which in that hypnosis session, there's like a statement or an insight or a question or an epiphany. It would then go, oh, I need to solve that too, and I'll just do it beneath the surface. Or you may then become consciously aware of it. And that's where we have an epiphany. Go, oh, that's why I had that. Because many people in this world do not know that they have issues, right? And my example is this. My physical body feels pretty good, other than the pain I'm in, right? But let's just say pretty good. But if I were to go back in time, like instantly, to like 12-year-old me, I'm sure physiologically I'd feel so much better. But you know, age and things like that and less flexibility. So I wouldn't know that though, because I can't go there. So after all, people think they don't have issues. They think anxiety is normal. They think of course it's super normal to have that inner critique. But then when they listen to a track about, not necessarily about the inner critique, but maybe it mentions an element or essence around it, and they go, yeah, I don't need that issue either. So yeah, hypnosis can solve issues that you're not consciously aware of too. And then it just lets it go. Because a lot of the time we don't know what we don't know. So we don't know, like, that's why I call it the hidden root cause. We don't know what it is. And that's why people should join my program. And where do they go? Semi-kidding. Because we need to understand what it really is. But with that, the more consciously you're aware of it, you can start to intentionally lead the unconscious mind. That's why, talking about my program, the very first thing we do is we go through a whole system of finding the root cause. Oh my goodness. Have a great one, Eric. I'm so pleased that you got value from that one. And for, like I said, leaving that comment. So yeah, you get out there and start talking. You have a good one, Cheryl, as well. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday in Australia. So, Mina, did that answer your question? Did it? Kinda? Maybe? Not at all? Mina, did you get bored of the answer and just left? Mina, you can't just ask a question and then ghost. Oh, there you go. You're very welcome. And I'm pleased it helped. But with that, that's all good. I'm pretty much, actually I'm not, so that's a lie, but when I'm trying to type things out on my phone on the live, it's very hard. So yeah, I think we'll end it here. Remember, the next episode which already been pre-recorded this morning, is the meditation, life is fun, day hypnosis, life is fun, sleep hypnosis, and then 4-hour. So thank you all for being here. On your way out, before you walk out the door, hit the thumbs up, please. Just hit the thumbs up. You literally double the fun of your day. I bet, anyway. Disclaimer, legal stuff, probably won't. But I wonder how much fun you can have hitting that thumbs up. I wonder. Ask yourself the same question. I wonder how much fun I can... Yeah, I'm going to hit the thumbs up. I wonder. And then I'm going to wonder how I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. With so much fun. How silly we can be. How silly do I get on these streams? More than enough silly, so it must kind of work. Thank you, Linda. Yep, it's all about having fun. Okay, we're done for another live stream. So thank you for all being here. Thank you for communicating and interacting, and for your kind words and saying hello to one another. Always helps the show go that bit better. And thank you for making it fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. And we'll have more fun on Monday. Next Monday. And I don't know what we'll do. Maybe a meditation. Maybe another power talk. We'll see. So thank you, and I'll speak to you all soon. Many thanks, and goodbye. Thank you very much. And also, just so you know, it says Mondays and Fridays. We don't go live on Fridays, just Mondays on the top right now. Bye, everybody.